My beloved child, I am now breaking the silence to reveal the truth that was preserved until the proper time. You have waited through many long days for this answer, repeatedly wondering why your sincere prayers seemed unanswered and why every sign around you remained so still. Yet that silence never meant that I had moved away from you. Some things, if revealed too soon, would have caused confusion. Certain truths, if given before your heart was steady enough, would have become burdens instead of bringing freedom. Therefore, I kept some things hidden not to abandon you, but to protect you while quietly preparing every necessary part. Now that you have matured enough to receive without losing peace, the veil is beginning to lift. I heard every question you were afraid to share with anyone. I saw the times you walked through crowds, yet still felt misunderstood, and the evenings when you remained silent because you did not know how to describe the weight within. At times, you believed that if I were truly near, everything should have been resolved sooner. You wondered whether you had been forgotten, whether your tears held any meaning, and whether the years of effort were leading anywhere at all. My child, I never overlooked one tear, nor did I dismiss a single step you took while weary. Even when you had strength only to rise and complete the smallest task, I still saw courage in that choice. My silence was not coldness. It was the space in which I trained you to listen more deeply. During the time when you believed everything was standing still, many things were being arranged beyond your sight. I prevented certain people from entering too deeply into your life before their true intentions could cause greater harm. I allowed some relationships to reveal themselves through inconsistency so that you would learn to look at actions instead of being carried away by words. Certain doors disappointed you when they closed, but entering them might have required you to pay too high a price for something that merely appeared good. At the time, you saw only rejection. I saw the road hidden behind it. You saw only what you did not receive. I saw the losses from which you were protected. One day, you will understand that not everything removed was punishment, and not every delay was working against you. I also used the quiet months to strengthen your heart. In the past, one comment could make you question yourself. One departure could convince you that you had no value. And one failure could make you want to close every door to hope. But through each experience, you began learning not to give other people's attitudes the authority to define you. You now understand that someone's failure to value you cannot decide what you deserve. You know that one closed door cannot determine your entire future. You gradually stopped chasing people who continually confused you, stopped explaining yourself to those determined to misunderstand, and stopped weakening your boundaries merely to preserve a presence that was no longer healthy. This quiet growth is the reason I can reveal more to you today. The first truth you must receive is that you were never forgotten. What I placed within you still carries its full value, even if no one recognized it for a long time. The calling within you did not disappear because you once felt confused. And your purpose was not cancelled by the times you stumbled. Some gifts become visible only after pressure, because hardship reveals perseverance, compassion, and the ability to support others that you never knew you possessed. What once made you believe you were being pushed backward was actually increasing your depth. You no longer speak of hope only through words. You learned how to preserve hope when circumstances remained unchanged. You no longer speak of trust only in favorable days. You kept it even through nights without answers. A struggle truly took place within you. But not everything needs to be interpreted as an invisible threat. Many of your greatest battles appeared as fear. delay, shame, and voices telling you that you were not good enough. They tried to persuade you to quit before you could recognize your true capacity. They wanted you to remain forever in what was familiar. Continue accepting what diminished you, and call fear caution. But you did not disappear beneath that weight. At times you fell, yet you rose again. At times you needed to stop and recover. But you never completely turned away from the road. The fact that you are still here proves that what tried to stop you did not have the final word. I preserved you not so that you would live forever in a defensive posture, but so that one day you could step forward with clarity. Therefore, when the truth is revealed, do not use it to nourish resentment toward those who hurt you. I do not reveal so that you can retaliate, humiliate, or prove that you are better than anyone. I reveal so that uncertainty can no longer manipulate you. When you understand why a relationship could not continue, leave in peace. When you recognize that a door never truly suited you, stop grieving it. When you discover that a rejection protected you, release self-blame. Truth brings genuine freedom only when it helps you live differently, not when it becomes a reason to preserve bitterness. What begins today is a gradual unveiling. Old questions may begin receiving answers through conversations, unexpected information, or the way certain people reveal their true nature without your forcing them. Things that once confused you may become understandable when viewed from your new position. But remain patient, because I may not give every answer at once. A great truth must sometimes be received in portions so that your heart has time to adjust. Do not run after every detail, and do not allow curiosity to lead you back into places from which you have already been freed. What is necessary for your next step will be revealed at the proper time. Allow the rest to remain untouched until you genuinely need to know. The approaching change will not exist only in what you discover, but also in the way you respond. The former version of you might have panicked, confronted others immediately, or tried to force everyone to admit their mistakes. But who you are today can pause, examine, and choose what protects long-term peace. You do not need to win every argument. You do not need a perfect apology before you can move forward. Some people will never see events through your eyes, but their inability to understand no longer needs to hold you in pain. I am giving you the freedom to leave what has been exposed without creating additional chaos. My child, remember that being set apart does not mean you are above others. It carries the responsibility to live with greater humility, awareness, and kindness. What you endured will help you understand those who are now living through silent seasons. When you meet someone questioning their worth, you will not answer with shallow words. When you see someone waiting, you will not quickly assume that they have failed to try. The days when no one saw you will teach you how to see others. The times when you needed a hand but did not receive one will help you become someone who knows when to extend support. I do not waste pain, but neither do I want you to glorify it. I transform it into compassion, wisdom, and the ability to carry light into places that once felt very dark to you. Now slow your steps and keep your heart calm. You do not need to announce what is being revealed, because truth does not require noise in order to stand. Observe, pray, consider, and act only when clarity has come. If a decision must be made, let it arise from peace rather than emotion. If a boundary must be established, speak firmly but without cruelty. If a door needs to close, close it without carrying the desire to make others hurt as you once hurt. Your strength does not lie in creating an outward disturbance, but in refusing to let new truth destroy the goodness refined within you over time. My beloved child, I broke the silence because you are ready to hear without being ruled by fear. You remain here not because the storms were never fierce, but because a deeper strength held you steady at the center. What once tried to make you forget your purpose has helped bring you closer to it. What seemed destined to end your story became only a transition before a more mature chapter. From today onward, do not live like someone forgotten. Walk as one who has been seen, instructed, and given a new opportunity to choose wisely. The unveiling has begun. But the greatest revelation is not only what you will learn about what was hidden, it is the person you became while I remained silent. You are steadier, deeper, and strong enough to carry truth without allowing it to turn your heart into a place of anger. Move forward in peace, because what once covered you is being removed, and the road ahead is gradually becoming clearer beneath the light of truth. You have traveled through a long period that felt like abandonment, but not one day of waiting was wasted, because all of it was bringing you to this exact time. I know there were moments when you watched others receive recognition, opportunity, and advancement while you remained before closed doors. You wondered whether your effort was seen, whether your silent prayers were truly heard, and whether your life was moving more slowly than everyone else's. But, my beloved child, silence did not mean that I had forgotten you. That period was where I quietly developed qualities that neither praise nor rapid success could have produced. When you thought you were standing still, your inner life was still being renewed every day. Every delay taught you patience without surrender. Every closed door helped you see more clearly what truly fit and what merely appeared attractive. Every period of waiting taught you to stop depending upon temporary feelings and remain steady even without signs guaranteeing the future. I needed you to possess this depth because what is approaching cannot be preserved through haste. A great gift placed into unprepared hands may quickly become pressure. A broad opportunity offered to someone who still doubts themselves may cause them to retreat precisely when they need to advance. Therefore, before changing your circumstances, I changed the person within you. If this offer had appeared in earlier years, perhaps you would not have recognized its true value. You might have feared the responsibility, questioned the intentions of the one presenting it, or allowed the opinions of others to make you refuse what you had prayed for over a long time. You may even have entered without preparation, tried to please everyone, and become exhausted because you did not know how to establish boundaries. But now you are different. You have learned how to listen without being immediately carried away, how to consider without becoming paralyzed by fear, and how to require peace to accompany every important decision. The very lessons that seemed severe gave you the ability to stand before a significant opportunity while remaining calm. Therefore, when I tell you to prepare yourself, I do not want you to live anxiously as though danger were approaching. I want you to remain ready, with alert eyes and a heart that no longer diminishes itself. The coming shifts may occur more quickly than what you are accustomed to. Doors that remain silent for a long time may begin opening one after another. People who previously overlooked you may suddenly recognize the ability, character, and endurance you developed quietly. Some offers may come so unexpectedly that you need time to believe they are real. But do not allow the speed of change to make you forget that I prepared you over a very long period. Someone will enter your life carrying influence, understanding, and access to places you have never been able to reach. Their presence may open new directions in your work, environment, resources, and even the way you understand your future. They may know people you have never met, understand systems you have never entered, and possess the ability to bring you closer to doors you once believed were reserved for others. Yet do not treat them as the person who has come to rescue your life. I do not want you to place all hope in a human being. They are only part of the arrangement, a bridge along the journey, not the source of your value or future. The real reason they recognize you will not lie only in what you can do, but in who you have become. They will see the steadiness built during difficult days, the integrity you preserved when compromise appeared easier, and the ability to continue advancing without stepping on others. Many people are talented, but not everyone possesses the depth needed to carry expansion. Many desire opportunity, but not everyone has the discipline required to preserve it. Silent seasons formed within you, a quality that cannot be imitated. This will cause the right person to recognize that you are not merely capable of entering a new space, but also able to bring enduring value once you are there. Your mission needs a broader sphere, because what was placed within you was not meant to remain hidden for you alone. I want your voice, experience, and maturity to become support for more people. To accomplish this, you must be led beyond old limitations, introduced to new people, and given access to resources that expand your vision. The coming offer is not merely a change in position or outward conditions. It is a door into a season carrying greater responsibility, where you must use your abilities with wisdom, humility, and faithfulness to what is good. You are being expanded not to become proud, but to gain greater capacity to serve and create healthy influence. When the moment comes, an old voice may rise and ask whether you truly deserve it. It may remind you of past failures, unfinished weaknesses, or people who once underestimated you. It will try to convince you that what is appearing is too good, and therefore something must be wrong. But remember that fear often speaks with the voice of the past. It uses former wounds to predict an entirely new future. Do not allow a version of yourself that was once rejected to decide for the mature person you are today. You no longer stand where you once stood. And this new opportunity does not have to carry the same ending as what came before. My guidance will not force you to live in prolonged chaos. Although a major decision may make you nervous, beneath everything there will still be peace, helping you recognize the direction. Take time to observe. Ask necessary questions. And do not allow outward brilliance to override discernment. What has truly been prepared for you will not demand that you betray principles, exchange dignity, or harm others in order to rise. It may require courage, discipline, and greater effort, but it will not force you to become a stranger to yourself. Right expansion will mature you without taking away your peace or kindness. You must also preserve humility when recognition begins to come. Do not forget the days when no one saw you, because those very days formed the person capable of standing where many eyes are watching. Receive praise with gratitude, but do not let it become the only food for your confidence. Enter opportunity with steadiness while remaining willing to learn. A truly strong person does not pretend to know everything. They know how to ask questions, Listen and receive help at the proper time. I do not expect perfection before you enter the new door. I require sincerity, responsibility, and the willingness to keep growing through each step. Some people around you may not understand this change. Some will rejoice, some will doubt, and others may remind you of your former self in order to make you feel unworthy. Do not argue to prove yourself. Let the way you live, work, and treat others become your answer. Not everyone who knew your past has the ability to see the future opening before you. You do not need unanimous approval before entering what belongs to you. Continue walking uprightly, because time will reveal truth more clearly than any defense. I want you to know that you have been ready for longer than you realize. Readiness does not mean that fear is gone or that you possess every answer. It means you have matured enough not to let fear decide for you. You have learned to walk without seeing the entire route. Seek clarity before acting, and preserve yourself amid large changes. The years when you were overlooked did not make you small. They freed you from dependence upon the crowd's attention. Closed doors did not make you a failure. They redirected you away from places incapable of holding what you carry. Therefore, my beloved child, prepare to receive without panic. What is approaching is not a random reward, but the result of a deep process of preparation. You do not need to chase it, nor must you keep convincing yourself that you need to become more worthy before entering. Stand firmly in the truth that I used every delay, every period of waiting, and every lesson to bring you here. When the offer appears, view it with awakened eyes, receive it with humility, and move forward courageously. That door will not merely open a new opportunity, it will show you that the years when you felt forgotten were actually the time in which I quietly prepared you for an expansion you were not previously able to imagine. I am bringing the right person closer to you in this season because the time of hidden preparation is beginning to become visible. Over a long journey, you were shaped in places no one recognized, learned how to heal former wounds, corrected patterns that once caused you to choose wrongly, and rebuilt your worth upon a stronger foundation. Now, what has taken place within you will gradually create outward change. At first, you may notice only very small signs: a new environment opening, a sudden change in schedule, a timely invitation, or a conversation that brings an unfamiliar calm to your heart. Do not dismiss these humble movements, but neither should you rush to name everything. When I arrange, I do not work through chaos. I connect every detail with precision so that you do not need to chase what is truly being guided toward you. You will not recognize this person merely through striking appearance, attractive words, or powerful emotion during the first moment. What will help you recognize them is the peace developing within when you are near one another. You may not share a long history, yet you may feel a familiarity that is difficult to explain. This familiarity will not come because they resemble someone from your past, but because you do not feel the need to build defenses in order to remain safe. You will not have to force yourself to appear interesting, conceal unfinished parts, or feel as though you are competing for affection. The conversations may be simple, yet they will leave you lighter rather than exhausted. Their presence will not force you continually to guess, because what is sincere carries a calmness that chaotic connections cannot produce. I used your healing journey to protect the future relationship from former cycles. There was a time when you easily mistook instability for deep love. considered continual pursuit evidence that someone was important, or accepted less than you deserved because you feared loneliness. But when you chose to leave those patterns, you did more than change the present, you cleansed the foundation of your future home. Every time you refused to return to what exhausted you, you closed a door through which old wounds were no longer permitted to enter. Every time you established a healthy boundary, you taught your heart that love does not need to include self-abandonment. Your decision to choose restoration instead of repetition created an influence far greater than what you can presently see. You also broke patterns that could have continued from one generation to another, remaining silent before wrongdoing, fearing to express needs, enduring quietly to preserve the appearance of peace, or staying too long in relationships without respect. I know these new choices were not easy. At times, you felt guilty simply for protecting yourself. At times, you questioned whether you were asking too much when you desired only sincerity, consistency, and safety. But, my beloved child, when you stopped calling harm normal, you changed the direction of the future. The person who will walk with you does not need to enter a home filled with unhealed patterns. You are preparing a new space where love is not used to conceal pain, but becomes a place where both people can grow through truth. This is why you feel steadier than you did in earlier years. I strengthened you quietly, not by removing every trial, but by teaching you not to be controlled by them. When you wanted everything to happen quickly, I taught you how to wait without despair. When you were tempted to compromise simply to have someone beside you, I reminded you that loneliness for one season is better than losing yourself in a misguided connection. When outward attraction tempted you to ignore unhealthy signs, I taught you to examine character, consistency, and the way someone responds when they do not receive what they want. These lessons deepened your discernment so that this time you will choose from maturity instead of fear. The approaching connection will not be built upon the desperation of two people trying to use one another to fill emptiness. It will be created by two individuals who know they are still growing, but are willing to walk together responsibly. You will not seek only pleasant feelings, but desire to build a life with depth and value. The love between you will carry tenderness, but it will also require discipline. It will contain joy without avoiding necessary conversations. It will create closeness while respecting personal space and each individual calling. When one person feels weak, the other will not use that vulnerability to control. When one succeeds, the other will not feel threatened. Both of you will learn to stand on the same side before difficulty instead of turning against one another whenever pressure appears. I am not leading this person to you merely so that you can have a romantic story admired by the world. There is a broader purpose between you. You will help one another believe again in dreams that were delayed. Encourage each other to develop abilities that remained hidden. And build a home where peace is valued more highly than the appearance of perfection. That home will not be without disagreement, but it will contain enough honesty for every matter to be brought into the light and repaired. It will not be a place where one continually gives while the other only receives, but a place where both know how to contribute, rest, and share responsibility. Those who enter that space will sense warmth, respect, and hope, because what you build will not serve only yourselves. It can also become support for those who have lost faith in healthy love. I know there were times when you looked at others and wondered what was wrong with you. You saw them chosen, loved, or building families while you continued waiting. And this caused you to question whether you had missed your time. At times, you believed that age, the past, or unfinished parts made you difficult to love. But these thoughts do not speak the truth. Waiting does not reduce your value. And the inability of someone in the past to recognize what was precious in you does not determine how everyone will see you in the future. You have not been left behind. I simply refuse to let you build your future from the fear of needing someone quickly. What endures requires the right person, the right time, and the right level of maturity. The person I bring will not treat you as a temporary option while waiting for something better. They will not force you to live in uncertainty about whether you truly matter. Appreciation will be revealed through the way they remain present, keep their word, and clearly include you in their plans. They will not be perfect, but they will not be vague about what they desire to build with you. When difficulty comes, they will not immediately run or use distance as punishment. When you express a boundary, they may need time to understand, but they will not turn it into a reason for you to feel guilty. They will see your gentleness without calling it weakness, recognize your strength without competing with it, and understand that you need to be loved through respect rather than possession. At the same time, remember that peace does not replace observation and discernment. Do not assign excessive meaning to one first meeting merely because you have been waiting. Allow time to confirm what emotion cannot yet prove. Observe how this person treats those who offer no advantage, how they speak about the past, and how they accept responsibility for mistakes. See whether actions support words, and whether care remains consistent when events do not go according to their desires. What comes from me is not afraid of healthy examination. It will not force you to surrender complete trust immediately, pull you away from wise people, or require you to abandon discernment in order to prove affection. A right connection will become clearer as it passes through time. Truth and appropriate boundaries.